friends, it's Nancy, and this is the first thrift haul of 2023. It's Thrifty Thursday, and I just got a couple of things. I've decided as maybe a resolution going forward is I'm going to be a little more intentional with what I purchase. I'm not going to store things. I'm not going to accumulate things. I'm going to use things. So I'm actually recording this video the week before. Then I'm going to do some creating with this stuff, and we'll just come back and attach another recording at the the end of this one, showing you how I use this stuff. So I think I'll start with the books. This one is kind of more aspirational. This is a book with gorgeous images that look like collage. Like even that shell, it looks like collaged fabric, and I like the collaged backgrounds. Look at that. Look at that duck. These are beautiful. Here's a little picture. Look at that owl. Oh my goodness. Wouldn't that look cute in a journal? And look how the frame is done on this quote here, or whatever it is. It looks like pieces of paper, torn paper. There's another one that looks like torn paper. Look at that fish. Look at that little mushroom. So there's some things in here that are I'm going to use for ideas to make other things. There's some things in here that I will cut out and use to make, look at that, like, that leaf. The books. Oh my goodness. I would totally fussy cut this out and put it in a journal. So there's lots of beachy sort of colors. There's lots of natural kind of colors. Nature, autumn. Look at those mushrooms. I need to use that in a journal. Look at the feather. Wow. So anyway, this is called Your One Amazing Grandpa. Art by Lori Siebert. I'll have to look her up. And this was published in 2013. So I paid $1 for that. This one was kind of a splurge. It was $4, which is more than I would tend to pay for a book. But look how grungy it is. And like, this needs to be repaired. It's a catalog. I love the end papers. Let's see if there's a date in here. I'm not seeing a date. I might have to look up this company, find out more about it. So there's lots of interesting text with the indexes in the back. There's the tables with numbers. Like these sort of things, and then there's all these parts and pieces and mechanical stuff. Oh, so they glued in some other papers on top. Look at that. I love that. Revised iron foot valves. I might have to intentionally put that page back in this book. Ooh. So there's a few of them. I love it, love it, love it. I'm just seeing if there's cable address, more Bras, Toronto. So if you wanted to send a cable. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look this up. Again, I would say, I'm gonna say at the latest 1930s. What do you think? It might even be a little bit older, but this style is kind of screaming 1930s to me. So this is going to become a journal. I got myself 2 books to read. So this one is called Fragile, and this one is The Lost Chapter. This one I paid $1 for. This one, Horror of Horrors, I paid $8 for it. But it's a brand new book. It hasn't even been cracked. And it's 2022. So it's a brand new book. And I would have paid $24.99, I think, is the Canadian price. I'm finding hard to believe that that's the Canadian price. That's probably the US price. Bear with me. This is printed in the USA, $24.99. So I'm thinking that was an American price. Canadian price, $24.99. Sorry. Okay. This was free. It's a bookmark, and it was in a box marked bookmarks 10 cents. These little plastic thingies on there. Those little plastic thingies got to come off. Here's one. There's 2. I wonder why these things are tied on there. So when I took it up to the counter, the woman looked at it and I said it was in the box for 10 cents, marked 10 cents. And she says, "Oh, just take it." So I just took it. So it has this little rose gold rose and a black silk cord, and it says, "Create a little magic every day." And so it would go in your book like that and hang out one end and hang out the other end. I like that. Got myself, before I get into the jewelry, we'll take a look at what's in here. A lot of this stuff will be going back to the thrift store. It's not of particular interest to me, but there was some stuff in here that I did want. There it is. So there's some hand crocheted trim that was cut off, probably, yeah, pillowcase trim. Some ivory ribbon I might keep. And none of this is looking, oh my gosh. Look at that piece of tatting. Wow. Okay, yep. All right. You got me now. I didn't even know that was in there. Like, there's a lot of little bits of vintage stuff, but not too exciting. Like, I might keep that to trim a tag or something. Yeah, I would keep that to trim a tag or something. Probably wouldn't keep that or that or that or any of these. Well, would I keep that? Probably not. And I probably wouldn't use that. And I like I said, the idea is to not hoard. It's to use it as paint. You use these things as paint to create something new. That's kind of interesting. Nope. Can't see myself using it anytime soon. So this was $1, and I got had a couple of nice pieces in there, particularly that little piece of tatting. I just dropped a hunk of white stuff on the ground. So I'm happy for $1 to get all that really nice stuff, plus a few extras that I may use. Sorry, I'm just picking stuff up off the floor. Yeah, these were no-nos. Oh, there was something else I wanted to keep. I don't know. I'll go through it later. Okay, jewelry. This one, yellow tags were 75% off today. So I paid $1 for this one. And I thought I might make what do you call that? You know, you make a thing that goes on your journal. It's all clinky clacky. So it has these pink rhinestones, these pink pearls, little crystal, well, they're plastic, but faceted, and little pink butterflies. So I'm going to have a go at taking this apart and see if I can make a dangle. Dare I say it's a dangle? Might be a dangle. Yeah, I did a little work a couple of weeks ago using some beading tools, and I made this thing here for my glue to celebrate Christmas. It has little jingle bells and a nutcracker and Santa and some different things. So I was pretty impressed with with myself that I was able to do that. So now I'm looking for opportunities to do other kinds of beading things. This one has this little charm with a tree on it. I can't say that I like these silver ball things, but what I do like, let me see if I can, what I do like is take that chain off. I was looking for my wire, my pliers, but I don't. Oh, there they go. So it has these, and people who do beading probably know that there's a name for these, but it has these little rhinestones, and there's red, there's green, there's pink, there's a blue one. The blue is pretty. And they're all, to me, that I paid $1 for this, was worth $1. For this hunk of chain, this charm, these beads, these silver things, they can go. And now that I've started tearing this, that went flying. Now that I've torn this thing apart, I have to finish tearing it apart. I can't stop. I just can't stop. And I think I'll keep this claw thing. Okay. So that one was $1. This pink one was $1 because it was 75% off that. And lastly, I got these 2 rings. It's just costume jewelry, you know. But here's what I liked. I'm trying to figure out how to take this apart. Oh, I got it. Okay. Okay, calm down, Nance. You got it, girl. So it's a little difficult to get the first couple off, I imagine. Thank you for your patience. There. I thought these would look nice either on a safety pin or I have some little short paper clips. And so these ones are all random colors: green, blue, gold, red, clear. Lots of different colors there. I'll be interested to find out how many I'm able to, how big my crop is, how many I'm able to glean from this ring. And it, you know, probably came from like one of those, like what are the Ardines or whatever. Just, and this is all sort of these yellow crystal, not yellow, but goldy, crystally, beigey, faceted, and then a creamy little pearl. And the pin even looks, you know, sort of a tarnished old gold. So I think these would fit in nicely with, you know, a vintage journal. So either using them as charms or, again, putting them on safety pins or, what was the other thing I was thinking about? Oh, paper clips. So, I'll be back in a flash to show you what I've made. And with the blink of an eye, here's what I've done with all of my vintage and thrifty items. I finished this journal. I'm going to do a complete flip through as soon as I show you the other things, okay? You saw me make this little set, a tag, a journal card or pocket, and a belly band or side tuck on Tuesday. I am listing this 3-piece set for sale. If this is something you're interested in, go on over to my Etsy store and claim it. All right. Also, from that same Laurie Siebert book, I made this 4-piece set. So we have a pocket, we have a journal card, This is one of my favorites, I think. Tag. And just a little decorative piece. So it's all sort of nature themed, shells, birds, mushrooms. This is also listed for sale in my Etsy store. Go over, take a look. The jewelry I got. So I need to get a bigger claw. I found out, but I made some junk jewelry for a junk journal with all these pink rhinestones and pearly bits and butterfly charms. So I was able to complete that, but it needs a bigger claw to hook onto a journal. And all of these little goodies, these are tiny little vintage safety pins, and I removed all of the beads from those big rings and curled the wires into little circles, and then put a couple on all of these pins. And this is kind of neat to have these right to hand, because they're ready to embellish anything. Here's one that's a paper clip. So yeah, I think that's I'm gonna put them in a little box just within my reach, and whenever I think this needs one more thing, I will have it. The envelopes that were in with those Christmas cards, I coffee dyed them. They are ready to go into anything. So I haven't used them yet, but I feel like I can. We have this book. We have some pieces left. First thing I want to do is I want to glue this into my journal, my daily journal. Okay, you can fit here? Perfect. I will use so I'm putting this piece in just to inspire me. Then I can still journal in there. Okay, what else did I want to show you? I still have some pages left. So some of these are going to get fussy cut. I have a folder of chicken themed stuff. I want to use this as a page. I love this. And I love this. That leaf is gorgeous. This I want to turn into a tag or something with the Pussy Willows. And this I'm going to fussy cut to be a tuck spot. And this is just the end papers. So I have some work to do with these things. These can go into that drawer. This part can go into that bin. All right, you ready for this? This journal, I am thrilled with how it turned out. I think it's one of the best journals that I ever made, actually. So it's 7 3/4 by, let's say 5 3/4, and the spine is, let's say 2 and a bit. It is a hidden hollowback spine, with 9 signatures. I think there's roughly I don't want to calculate it. There's roughly 216 pages. 216 pages. You see the tabs I made in my video on Monday. Maybe you saw that. Okay, so this is sort of a gender neutral kind of book. I did use some of the original pages, and I made the original fly leaves into pockets on the front. So let me remove this. Whoop. Better put the glue away. Let me just remove the things that are in the pockets. So I was able to make 2 pockets. This is a genuine postcard from 1949. This is a page from a book. Can be used as a journaling card. And this is a specimen card that I made. And you can journal on the back. So here's the first tab. This is a label from some vintage playing cards. This pocket is a journaling card that I made. This is a genuine piece of correspondence. I'm not sure of the date until I get to it. This page came from a book about insects. And this page came from a book about Spencerian handwriting. So learning how to handwrite in the Spencerian style. This is some tea-dyed copy paper. And here we are. 1921 was the date on this. And here I've put a paper clip with a couple of those little beads that I was just showing you. And here's a photo. It's a postcard. Doesn't have anything to indicate a date. It says especially on there. I'm not sure what they were starting to say. But her hair is lovely. And she's wearing roses on her coat. So it's obviously a big day for her. Put that there. This page came from a pastel book. Here I made a pocket from an image from a very old encyclopedia. And I think it was talking about the first person to get to the South Pole. His name was Scott, something Scott. Can't remember. Made this little faux cabinet card. It can be used as a journaling card. I covered this in tea paper. I didn't, or not tea paper, tea bag. And it folds out. I covered this with tea colored dyed paper, so it could be used as extra journaling space. Original book page. And you can see where as the prices changed, new things were glued over the old ones. This is a torn matchbook cover from a Paradise restaurant. This page came from a old school book, 1914. This is a genuine piece of ephemera from the 1880s. I tore it while I was pulling it out, so I thought, well, I better use it. I don't know what this person bought. Rubber glue? Something. Rubber. Something mix. I don't know what it is. And John Sayles bought it. Anyway, tips out. You can add collage, pictures, photos, journaling, whatever you need. This is a a statement for the purchase of a radio, I believe. And I made this little tag. So there's journaling on the back. I've just used some genuine ephemera to make a little collage on that tag. Another vintage. This is from 1924 from the Wetzbach Gas Lamp Company. I made this pocket from a vintage postcard. It shows ships going through the canals in Seattle. I just added, some extra pieces to collage it. And this is a picture of a man on a ship. You'll see I put a little rusted clip there. That rusted clip is holding this notebook. And so it has a number of little pages to be used, torn out, whatever. Here is some receipts from a 1958 hotel bill. You can journal on the back of it or tear it up or whatever you want to do. So this receipt was from 1934. That's the German school book. This one here, I used a playing card and I tore it in half and used it as a tab. This is from an 1871 school book. This is a very old letter. It's in German. I'll tell you the date when we get there. I made this little tuck spot so you can put stuff in there and unfold it to add some journaling space. And here is a little tag that has opportunities for journaling, and it just pops right in there. Here is a genuine bill head from 1912, tea-dyed paper. This letter, the German letter, was 1896. This is a label from a box that held a slide rule. This is a reproduction letter. It was in a book about love letters, I think. And I took the love letters out and thought I'm going to use those as pages. So this one isn't genuine, but it's interesting, right? This is a book page from a book about herbs, and this tag flips out. And I've just added a couple little fussy cut images. This one has a train, and there's 3 little pockets here. This is actually made from a stamp stock card, and I put this little collage on the bottom. Another little fussy cut about trains. It's just cut from a book. A vintage statement. Here I used the corner torn from a postcard. You see the blue sky on the back. This is a vintage postcard that I cut in half, added some collage details, and I put this 1940s receipt in there. This is a receipt from a laundry. This one comes from 1920. And in this page, I have this faux cabinet card that I made. On this page, I added this photo of women on horseback. A little torn, but it's interesting. I have fluff from silk attached to me. And you see how the hollow back spine allows you to just open up that book flat for writing and working in. Yeah, there's the 1920s laundry receipt. This came from a book about planets and space, stars and planets, maybe. Original book page. For this tab, I use some vintage bus tickets. These are genuine ephemera. I made this tag. It does flip out, so you can do some journaling here, but it also has a pocket there. So I added this faux cabinet card, and it just slides in there. Book about moths. Some vintage school book paper, primary school paper. This is a receipt from 1935. Tea-dyed paper. Original book page. This came from a 1939 letter from France. There's a French stamp on the other side. This is a vintage school book cover, title page, I mean, for a geography book. This is a piece of that German letter. I cut off the bottom. This is from 1931. This, I can't remember where this came from. But it flips out, and I have tucked in some fussy cut images that could be used for collage. So here's a hat, here's a cup, here's a little photo. I think you get the idea. So anything could be tucked in there. I just thought, let's get the new owner started with some ephemera. And this is also a belly band, and I've included a vintage flashcard. And this is an image from a book, and what I did is I created a place for you to do some more journaling. So it folds up all nice and neat and tucks right in there. Some tea-dyed paper, original book page. This was a label from buckles, Western, cowboy buckles. And I put two of them together, added a little gold eyelet, and threaded some of the original string back through it. Tea-dyed paper. This was a book about seabirds. This is an old 1894 hardware billhead, and this is an old invoice as well. Don't know the date. Again, another billhead from 1934, but I've made this into a pocket, and here is a tag covered in vintage ledger, so some journaling can happen. So lots of blank pages in here, lots of room for possibilities. This came from an envelope. It says, void when coated, covered, defaced, reused, or taped over. Piece of steno paper. Another bill head. This is a tag I made. And it tips out. And I added some extra string from the Western buckles, just to that little tab at the top. Here's a bill head from 1924. This was from 1921. And this is the back cover. Again, I made 2 pockets. And this pocket, this was the cover for some images from Casa Loma in Toronto. And these are the Casa Loma guides from who knows when. Looks 40s. I thought that was fun, having a castle in there. This is a page from a pocket notebook ledger kind of type thing. It's well over 100 years old. There was some blank pages in it, and I thought, yes, yes, yes. This was a little poem that was written on the Western Farmers Weather Insurance Mutual Company note paper, and talks about, you know, how my get up and go is got up and went. So there's a little poem there. And I pinned it together with one of those little brass pins and some beads. So that is the James Morrison Brass Manufacturing Company journal. If you're seeing this video, it is in my website, on my Etsy store. Go over, take a look. I hope you liked how I did the Thrifty Thursday today. Kind of different, and I think this is the way I want to go forward. I have already started tucking things away for next Thursday, and I'm being a little more choosy. I need to cut down on what I'm collecting and put it to use. And maybe this inspires you to take another look at what you already have. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you found this video interesting or entertaining. And if you did, please hit the like, thumbs up button. Share this video with other crafty friends. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I'd love to know what you thought of today's video. If you were surprised that I actually did as much as I could with the pieces that I had thrifted. What'd you get this week? What was your find of the week in the thrift stores? I'd love to know. So please put a comment below. And lastly, in the description box below, you will find links to my Etsy store, Ko-fi account, and Pinterest board. On Instagram, I'm Wishes and Weeds, all one word. Take care of yourself today, and we will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.